If you think things are tough now, the worst is yet to come. Worldwide socioeconomic pressures build. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, September the 4th. My goodness gracious, September already. And of course, tomorrow's Labor Day. This is a holiday weekend. And last week's trading, although the markets got hammered pretty much, was a holiday week. And this will be probably the tail end of the holidays for the year until we get, obviously, until the Thanksgiving and Christmas. But we should see some market activity. But what you are seeing is more civil unrest globally. Okay, but in this country, okay, I've never seen this amount of hatred in this country. Now, where does that come from? Okay, well, it's obviously being promoted by the party in power at the moment. I mean, we didn't go from doing well and prospering to falling off of a cliff and getting killed. Okay. And of course, obviously it appears to me that as amazingly President Trump continues to be in the headlines, not of his own doing, forget about his ego, but of the party in power. They're still trying to go after him. For 7 years, they've been going after him. And of course, it's everything that goes wrong in this country is always his fault. Okay. And I think that when you look at it and you try to understand it, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay. I mean, why are they still trying to go after him? Why are they this is exactly what they accused President Trump of being someone who created this type of hatred. But if you go back and look at history, we can go back to Obama. Okay. Obama's record was not good when it came to race relations. Biden has been a racist his entire career. And again, that's not me speaking. You can just simply go back and watch the debate, because Kamala Harris called him out on it, which made me surprising that she would actually accept the post of vice president. But of course, what does she care? So you're seeing this hatred created. I think it's much of it is manipulated and orchestrated by parties that be, which I won't mention those names, but I'm sure you can figure out who I'm talking about. And of course, then you follow that up with the hateful rhetoric against the MAGA movement, which President Biden has already backed off of. But on, I guess, Wednesday night, and I did not see 1 minute of this speech. I'm only going by what I read and what I heard from others. Okay, but it was basically taking the Make America Great Again supporters and calling them the deplorables, as Hillary Clinton did. Okay, that's not what he said. I mean, he called the MAGA group a threat, okay, to democracy. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't see too much democracy going on in this country right now. I see a lot of destruction of the middle class. I see an administration that doesn't give a shit how we live, okay, and would like to break us all so they could go after that great reset, okay. They've systematically made all large companies bigger, okay, which now goes back to the too big to fail speech, okay, because now you've got Google, Facebook, Amazon, Walmart, the big banks, and they're getting bigger. Okay, so now we're really back in the too big to fail. Okay, and then comes out the jobs number. Okay, and of course President Biden's administration is celebrating that they've created 10 billion jobs. Well, first of all, they ain't created shit. Okay. Number one, let's look at the facts. Now, again, forget about the rhetoric, forget about the bullshit. Let's look at the facts. Okay. We still are not up to the employment we were at right before COVID. Okay. Inflation has skyrocketed and there's no signs of slowing down. Okay. Nobody wants to work if they don't have to. Okay. That are still collecting benefits. Right. They used the ridiculous U3 report instead of the U6, which really is not an accurate gauge of what jobs are. And of course, what we're finding out is that more than a big percentage of the population has to carry more than one job. So it skews the jobs number itself by talking about those that are employed. Okay. So, but the biggest key that nobody talks, it's amazing how we don't hear about much of this. Okay. The biggest key and the biggest sign that employment sucks, wages suck, and we're in trouble is federal income tax collections. Okay. Last quarter was lower in revenue, in tax revenue, than the quarter before. And going back, the revenue keeps falling that goes into the Treasury from taxes. Okay. So that is telling you that Americans are not earning as much money because the money comes out before the inflation. The pre-tax, if you're working for a company, they take your taxes before they give you your check. Okay. So now we've got the big brag of how great the jobs are when really jobs suck. And we're not making as much money. But what we are being very good at is increasing our credit card obligation. Okay. And we are at the highest level in history of debt on credit card. Okay. So we're doing a great job at digging a deeper hole for ourselves. Now, is that because it's choice or is that out of necessity? Okay. This ties back to the inflation and the imbecilic, idiotic Federal Reserve that is hiking rates into a recession, although they don't want to admit to the fact that it's a recession. They want to tell you, remember it's transitory, okay, the inflation. They don't want to say recession. They want to change the bar. And interesting enough, on Friday, I did a spot somewhere in the world. I don't know where it was. It might have been Qatar. Okay. But I was on with another economist, again, in typical economist way. Oh, everything looks great. Okay. Well, again, I think that the simple thing to do is to just look at your own life first. Okay. If you look at your own life, you tell me if your own personal life is in a recession. Okay. Then we can go from there. Okay. But in the meantime, job pay sucks. People don't want to work. Companies can't hire. And we're making less money. Okay. And we're building more debt. That doesn't sound like a very good mix. Sounds like the government. Okay. And of course, it's not the tax revenue that's the problem. They can raise taxes all they want. The problem is how they spend it or why they spend it or how they steal it. Okay. So that becomes another problem. Okay. Now, what we're not hearing about is the drought. Okay. Which ties back into food, which ties back into a food shortage, but not only into a food and a food shortage, but energy and our power grid. Okay. Are problematic because again, we don't generate enough fuel. Okay. And again, most of these problems could be somewhat solved by the use of our own fossil fuels by creating them, which we create some. But some of the drought is not going to be. But of course, we're going to start to see probably some shutdowns. You're going to start to see some other problems start to appear. Okay. And again, most of our issues are man-made by an imbecile that does not want to pump oil, that thinks that the oil we import is less of a pollutant because we didn't take care of it ourselves. Okay. Now, take that and remember what we said here. When Russia went into their Nord Stream pipeline and they had that supposedly scheduled maintenance, which we knew was scheduled, and I said there's a good chance they never open it up again. And guess what? Right now, at this moment, Russia has cut off natural gas shipments to Germany. Okay, so just in time for winter. Okay, they're not going to be able to heat their homes. Okay, heat their apartments, whatever. And of course, it was an easy call to make. Okay, and of course, here we go. Now, why is Russia doing it? Because they're going to hold them up for more money. That's why they're doing it. Okay, listen, it always comes back down to money. Okay, so I think that the bigger problems that we're facing is there are lots of layoffs coming. Walmart has laid off people. Amazon has laid off. Facebook has laid off people. So we hear President Biden talking about how good everything is, and yet the statistics and the numbers don't back that up. So we can talk about how good they are, but prove it. I'm from Missouri. Show me. And so far, I have not seen anything shown to me that things are improving. Okay. Now, the next big problem is China. Okay. This Taiwan thing, as quiet as it's kept, okay, is creating some particular problems. Okay. And China is now threatening or warning of countermeasures to the United States. Okay. Now, we are a weakened nation. Okay. We are a nation in trouble. Okay. Financially, emotionally, from every single standpoint. And certainly China could do some real damage here if they choose, because we are really not prepared nor equipped to deal with them. And I think that is the problem. And this is the dissension and the unease that this administration and President Biden have brought. From the calling them the MAGA people, crap, okay, and a threat, to the continuation of trying to go after President Trump while ignoring, I think there's a kid named Hunter Biden, okay, to ignoring what the FBI has done, to ignoring all of the other things that are really much more important, okay, because, of course, our national security is becoming greater at risk each and every day. Every day we don't fix our power grid. Every day we don't do something for the betterment of our country to improve our strength becomes a problem. So just something for you to think about. Okay, again, I don't want you to be afraid, but I want you to be prepared to do something about it, because this is not going to end well financially either way. But certainly, we don't want a total lifestyle change, I don't believe. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, September the 4th, and we're going to stop out here for a break, and we will be right back with our market update. What's up, kids? I hope you're having a great Labor Day weekend, and just a couple of reminders of our sponsors. And, of course, they're always scrolling down the side. High school programs on the bottom. But, Capital Trading Group, I mean, they're the best in the business for futures and commodities. Their customer service is second to none. Now, just again, full disclosure, I have many brokers. Okay. So but again, for my members and for letter of direction trading, there's nothing like Capital Trading Group. In fact, I like them so much that we're partners on a product, which is our Day Trader's Dream. But again, they do a great job. They've got great other products. They've got great service. They handle 90% of my money. Okay. And I think you should check them out. Look, I wouldn't recommend them if I didn't use them myself and I didn't believe in it. Check them out, info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. That's info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. And of course, Trader Brokerage, my goodness. what an organization this is. Okay. First of all, they got great customer service as well. Second of all, they're $10 a month flat. It saves me over $100,000 a year in commission. Okay. Third of all, they're going to have cryptocurrencies that you're going to be use within your trading account. And fourth, they're sponsoring the Bubba's Vegas event at the Circa or live stream, and they will help you get the early bird and get a discount if you should choose to come. If you either have an account with Tradier or are going to open one with Tradier, they will basically fund you. It's $500 to $800, okay, for the event. Okay, so again, they're just awesome. So check them out. try.trader.com/Bubba. That's try.trader.com/Bubba. And of course, don't forget about our high school program at patreon.com/Bubba Trading. And we're doing our last hedging class. Okay, this is it. Make no mistake, this is it. And of course, it's going to start on September 13th. We did a great webinar yesterday. If you'd like to hear it, go ahead and shoot me an email and I'll send it to you. But again, hedging will be only quarterly review for those who have taken the class. After 12 years, I'm hanging up my spurs and I'm going to go right off into the sunset when it comes to hedging. But in the meantime, I did one more class. You can hear it. And if you're smart, you'll become a member. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, September the 4th. Let's get back to the show and, of course, my market update. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, September the 4th. And whew, what a week for markets. My goodness gracious. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. In the meantime, markets got clocked pretty good, even with a big update on Thursday. Well, actually, it wasn't a big update. Let me rephrase that. It was a big recovery day that closed slightly higher. Okay, but you had from the different things that were going on during the week, we basically continued to go down, which makes sense. Look, I believe that we're going to see a 50 to 60% haircut from here. I've not changed my views. Okay, and now my position actually supports what I'm saying to you now. And I think, look, equities are all down. We are short all of the equities. We had short at the end of last week, this week. And again, we'll see where they go. And they could reverse. Again, we can get caught up in this. We really have been in the consolidation pattern, but it looks like we're breaking to the downside finally. And I think that, again, at the end of the day, okay, markets will go where they're going to go. They're going to trend, and there's a big correction due. And the longer they held it off, I think the higher the likelihood of the bigger the correction. Certainly the economics here and the country the numbers are not good. Okay, it's going to be a third quarter of negative GDP. Jobs suck. In the meantime, all four major indices got clocked and we're short all four. Okay. In the energy markets, crude oil, which we reversed back to long. Okay, and of course it kind of got clocked at the end of the week. But we are now long, and again, I still believe that the oil market is going to record highs. That hasn't changed. As long as we're going to continue to fight the ability to do our own, I think it's going a lot higher. There's going to be ebbs and flows like any other market, but I don't think that it is far from over, in my opinion. Natural gas, we are still long, lower this week, but basically higher. It was spent most of the week over $9. Okay, and of course copper got hammered, and we actually got caught up in a reversal to the long side in copper, and now we're long. Precious metals, oh boy, they look really bad. Okay, gold, silver, and platinum. We're short gold and silver. We don't trade platinum anymore because it's just not liquid enough. But if we were, we'd be short it too. But they look bad. Okay, these markets look really weak. Okay, and I'm a long-term bull. But short term, I think they got a lot of room to go on the downside. I wouldn't be surprised at $16 silver and $1,600 gold. Okay, and we'll see. Again, one level at a time, but we're still short. Okay, the dollar continues to march on its jolly way as it's almost at the 110 level. Okay, now again, the fiat currency system itself is fraudulent. Okay, the central banking system is like it's almost like racketeering. Okay, they have the ability to devalue currency, and you don't even know what's going on. Okay, inflation, that's taxation without representation, And that's how they try to hide from some of the inflation. It doesn't work. Okay. And it's once they went off of a backing like the gold standard, it's not good. Okay. But in the meantime, we're still long dollars. We're still short the euro currency, which closed under par on their way to 88 cents. Okay. And bonds and notes got clobbered. And again, even on Friday's rally attempt, they got hammered. Okay. As did the markets after they were rallying. So, look, interest rates are going higher. Okay, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We can't change what is factual. We can't change that the Fed is a bunch of ignorant assholes. Okay, that should have raised all along so they wouldn't have to hike right into a recession. But that's what they did, so that's what we have to deal with. Okay. In the grain markets, kind of a mixed market. But if you take a look at the chart, you'll see that they're just steadily climbing higher, with a lot of dramatic pullbacks, but not breaking through lows. So corn, wheat, and beans were long them all. They didn't have a great week, but it is what it is. And of course, in the meats, or the protein complex, we're short them all, and hogs got clobbered, but fat and feeders were a little bit higher for the week. But again, as I have said on RFD, on a regular basis, I don't think there's a lot of room to go up. I don't think they're going to get clobbered. I think they're going to kind of just trade in a wide sweeping range. And that has not changed. Okay. But as far as the grains go, those I think are going to fly. Okay. Because again, as I opened up with the socioeconomic problems, the food shortages, the big droughts, those are problems. Those are direct problems. Okay. But, we have a bad habit of just ignoring what the problems are. And in the softs, cocoa was kind of flat for the week. We're still short. Sugar, we're short again. It was down for the week. Coffee was higher. We're still long. OJ was higher. We're still long. And cotton lost a little bit of ground this week, but it's still much higher than where it was and where we got in. And we're still long. But again, it's 6 and 1/2 dozen the other. And Bitcoin is right around 20K, a little bit under. We're still long. It's very close to changing, but it has not changed yet. Look, at the end of the day, this market looks bad. It looks weak. Now, it doesn't mean we're going down tomorrow. If you're trading, learn to read the price action. If you're investing, then it doesn't matter. Okay? If you're hedging, in our last hedging course, it doesn't matter. Okay? So remember what your objectives are. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, September the 4th. We're going to step out here for our final break and come back with, of course, my commentary. We'll be right back with more of Bubba's Bottom Line. So, kids, I hope you're enjoying your Labor Day weekend. And, again, just want to remind you, I'm not going to go through them all in detail, but Capital Trading Group, you got to check them out. Trader Brokerage, again, sponsoring our event in Vegas. And by the way, this Vegas event is the real deal. It is solid training. And this year, I'm teaching for the one and only time a money management system that is unbelievable. Okay, I've never taught it before, but I'm going to teach it during my swan song. Okay, as I start to slow my load down. But in the meantime, don't forget about Trader Brokerage and, of course, our high school program. And let us get back to Bubba's Bottom Line and, of course, my weekly commentary. Welcome back. This is Bubba's Bottom Line with Todd Bubba Horowitz. That's me. Okay, and of course, every week I give you a little bit of commentary on what I'm seeing, and I'll tell you what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of bad stuff. Okay, a lot of stuff that concerns me, and it doesn't necessarily concern me. For me, I'm old. Okay, where am I going? Okay, but it really concerns me for my kids, for their kids coming, which I don't have yet, your kids, your grandchildren. I think it's a problem. Okay. I think that speech that was given, I didn't hear the speech, so I got to give you full disclosure, but the hatred and the rhetoric and the terrible statements that are made almost on a daily basis. Okay. Now, I'm not a Republican. Okay. I believe that both parties are crooked. Okay. Again, I'm a libertarian. Unfortunately, we don't get the choice for RC Cola. We get Coke or Pepsi. No RC Cola here. Okay. It's too hard to get them on the ballot. Okay. But I think that the spending and what this this administration wants to do is a sure recipe to break the United States. And if you look back in history and you look back at major empires, this is about the time it happens. And the problem is that the young and the youth that should be pissed off at what's going on, okay, are lazy, okay, and spoiled. So they're not interested in what's happening here. And this is where the problems begin. And people don't recognize and refuse to comment. So I urge you, okay, to take a look inside your own life, okay? Look at your finances, okay? Are you striving or are you struggling? Are you saving as much or are you saving less? This is how you define whether or not we're in a recession, whether or not this administration is doing a good job, okay? It's about money. Life comes down to two things. One is always money. Okay. So again, and please don't take this as that I don't love this country. America is the greatest, but I'm tired of watching others in this country settle for second best when we are better than the rest and should be doing better and doing a better job at the things we're supposed to be doing and not worrying about things that we're not supposed to be doing. And we'll talk about that at some other point. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. Todd Bubba Horowitz. Have a great Labor Day weekend, everybody. As always, I thank you. We'll see you back here on Tuesday with Bubba's Daily Update because tomorrow is a holiday. See you tomorrow. See you on Tuesday, everybody. Have a great week.